Introduction. The majority of people want to have happiness in the future, better job, more money, the right relationship, a different life. However, the German-born spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle argues that this assumption is the primary cause of human suffering. In the book The Power of Now, the author conveys the truth which is very simple but at the same time quite radical. Life is only available in the present moment, and when we are not aware of the present, we suffer. This book is not aimed at changing your life. Instead, it is about altering your current life experience. 1. The problem of living in time. It is very necessary, and humans have to use time for practical purposes, but we still live inside time psychologically. We are always going back to the past. Regrets, guilt, memories, old stories. On the other hand, we are always picturing the future. Worries, expectations, fears. The mind is hardly ever here. Tolle states that the present moment is all that really is. The past is only a memory. The future is only a creation of the mind. Still, we treat them as if they were more important than now. This results in anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction. 2. You are not your thoughts. The book presents this idea as its most significant one. You are not your mind. Generally, people accept as true every thought that comes into their mind. They recognize themselves with the inner voice which is constantly commenting on everything. This voice judges, compares, complains, replays conversations, imagines problems. However, when you are aware of that voice, a change happens. Because the person who sees the thought cannot be the thought. Consciousness starts when you take distance from your thoughts and watch them without any involvement. 3. The ego, a false sense of self. Ego is the identity that the mind constructs. The construction is roles, labels, achievements, possessions, opinions. Survival of the ego requires comparison. It has to be superior to others or inferior to others to be able to live. Besides, it feeds on drama, conflict, and emotional outbursts. Tolle says that the ego is not evil, but it is unconscious. When you are the ego, it seems as if life is a constant fight. Only when you cease to identify with body and mind will you be free. 4. Emotional pain and the pain body. The pain body is a collection of emotional pain from the past. One unresolved emotion each of anger, sadness, fear, shame is leaving an energetic residue inside you. That pain body turns to be very active when something triggers it. In such a case, you suddenly experience an emotional overload, very often without understanding why. Tolle's suggestion is not to resist it. Instead of seeing it, experiencing it, being with it. It is awareness that breaks down the pain body. 5. The power of presence. Presence is not really something you produce. It is what you have left when you cease to oppose the here and now. You can get out of your mind and become present by concentrating on breathing, feeling the body coming from inside, hearing silence, watching without pointing. The here and now is always very plain. It is the mind that makes it more difficult. If you wholeheartedly accept what is, there will be no more inner resistance, and therefore, a large part of your pain will be gone.
6. Acceptance and surrender.
Surrender is not the same as giving up.
It involves accepting the current moment exactly as it is. Resisting the situation causes pain. Accepting it brings peace. It is not the case that you stop acting by this. You transition to acting from clarity rather than from inner turmoil.
It is when you yield to the present moment that existence starts to be on your side instead of being like a foe. 7. Relationships and the ego. At their core, the majority of relationship problems are actually not about the other person, but about the ego. The ego looks for completion with the help of another person. It craves for validation, control, and identity. Real relationships start when you are there. You listen without responding. You don't require the other person to make you complete. Being there with the other person takes away the disagreement by itself. Love is not an ego weakening. 8. Work, purpose, and inner alignment.
It is said that majority of people are not content with their jobs because they are in conflict with the work they do.
Tolle elaborates that there are 3 different ways of seeing any circumstance.
Accept it. Change it.
Leave it. Casting blame to others or the situation is not permitted. It is said that when you add consciousness to your work, even the most ordinary things become significant.
Purpose is not something that is lost and later found again.
Purpose is the way of realizing that you are fully aware and engaged with the present moment. 9. Enlightenment is simple. Enlightenment is not something mystical that you have to achieve. Basically, it is awareness, stillness, presence. One does not have to add anything to oneself. One has to let go of the mind. When mind becomes still, quiet, something more profound comes out. That presence is your real self.
Final message.
Peace is not found in one's achievements. Happiness is not found in the next life. All that you are seeking is already here, at this very moment. The mind will always try to convince you that you have to be somewhere else, but life is now, and now is where liberation starts. If this message helped you slow down and reconnect with the present moment, consider subscribing for more book summaries like this. Thank you for being here.